Now, how's that for a filler episode? The most recent episode of The Boys has done dropped, and with that brings us discourse about the episode, actually, and I found myself quite entertained with it, if I had to be honest with you. Entertained with the episode, not the discourse, because discourse is just So without further ado, let's dive on in, shall we? Now, the biggest discourse I've seen related to the show, it's the fact that this whole season, of the final season, it just seems to be backdoor piloting the planned prequel spinoff, Vought Rising, where we're actually going to continue Soldier Boy's story in the past, where he first got his powers, and just see how he just, I think, handled that. I don't know. It's a prequel. It's up for us to see. And honestly, I can't say I disagree. I can see where people are coming from for the fact that they say the show is kind of just setting up Vought Rising. But in counterpoint, I kind of want to say good. Now, look, however you feel about The Boys and the spinoffs, that's up to you. It's your opinion. But what I say about the show is it's equally displaying a setup, a prequel for the show Vought Rising, while also giving us current viewers a good full-size series final. Like, it's not really giving cater to one or the other. It's giving us a perfect split in the middle and giving us a pretty satisfying series final, if I have to be honest with you. In my honest opinion, it perfectly loops Soldier Boy in his world and story into the final season congruently, while also giving us fans more to expect from Vought Rising itself. For example, we met Bombsight, played by Mason Dye. I hope I'm saying his name right. I don't know if it's Dye or Day. I'm going to say Dye just to be safe. But yeah, this episode was an introduction to his character, and he's honestly a very interesting character. He was nothing like what I expected they make him as. And Mason was great. His acting was amazing, and it left me wanting more to know more about him in Vought Rising. It made me expect and interested in his character more, excited for the setup of what Vought Rising is going to bring to him and Bombsight. The discourse of the final being more focused about setting up Vought Rising instead of showcasing out the final, in my opinion, is stupid because everything we've seen related to the final has been catered for the final season. It hasn't really been one-sided to Vought Rising setup. It's been all congruent towards the final. Everything has been important on finishing out the final, if you understand what I'm saying. Also, I think it's because Gen V fans are mad that their show got canceled, and I've been seeing a lot of fans saying Marie and them need to show up, and I'm just being honest, the fuck are they supposed to do now? Most importantly, diving into the episode, I loved watching the revolving theme of love centered around this episode. Love and just the love of your ones and loved ones was very important in this episode, and I think I love that the most. Especially since the idea and topic kind of evolved in what comes to question about the topic of immortality. What does that really bring to a person? With the lingering plot device of V1, which makes Soups immortal, and the idea of saving Annie and Kimiko with V1 being the only way to protect them, which is going to make them immortal, what does that mean for their loved ones and friends? Are they just okay with being young and living young forever while Huey and Frenchie are going to potentially go old and someday die? This theme ties directly into Bombsight's plotline, where we found out the reason why he took the V1 is because he actually wants to give it to somebody he loves, a character we meet, Golden Geisha, elderly person, because I keep forgetting these guys are pushing 100 years old. I love diving into the negative context of being immortal and what that probably brings to a person, having the power to live forever and seeing everyone you've grown old, seeing everyone you've grown with grow old and someday die. How does that really stick with you? And would being immortal and being young forever really be a curse or a blessing? And we can even see Bombsight give up his powers in immortality in exchange of giving Soldier Boy the V1. So just that he can live out his final days with Golden Geisha. It was a really poetic way to just wrap up, or not even wrap up, but just give thought and context into the case that not everybody wants to be immortal. And sometimes immortality can be a curse just as much as it is a blessing. We even delve more into Kimiko and Frenchie and their thoughts on immortality, where I actually loved Kimiko this episode the most this entire season, because we get to deep dive into her mind, and for the simple fact that her talk with Frenchie, it was probably the best conversation they had in resolution when it comes to the relationship this season.
Neither of us wants to die, but I don't want to be vampires either.
But most importantly and most interestingly, I loved what they did with Soldier Boy this episode. His opinions and thoughts about Homelander have always been flip-floppy since his introduction because, well, obviously everything that's happened. But between being disappointed in him and hating him and even warming up to him from past episode, we finally have this, there's always been this bridge between him and Homelander. And that bridge was Stormfront, with Homelander having something with her back in season 2, and the reveal of Soldier Boy being in love with Stormfront back in the past when she was Liberty. We finally get this tension between the father and son duo. It's this unanswered idea that while they both come from two different worlds, they both love the same woman, which is really weird considering the fact that she's a... But still, bringing it back to that topic and idea of love and wanting what's best for your partner, it was the driving force for not only Bombsight's character arc and story this episode, but Soulja Boy's as well. And it's why he eventually gives Homelander the V1. While I've seen some people say it's uncharacteristic and stupid of him and it's kind of character assassination, what if I told you it wasn't? After his talk of Bombsight, seeing what he most definitely craves for his love for Golden Geisha and wanting to get rid of his immortality just so he can be with her forever, it just leaves Soulja Boy to regain his own idea of love, the love he had with Stormfront.
I don't even want to take it.
Then maybe someday I'll find someone who will.
You're always gonna fuck it up with Goldie anyway. You never hold down a girl. It was either a smack needle up your dick or...
Having to stand next to you?
Since he became unfrozen, Soulja Boy's been hearing about how Homelander is better than him, how he's supposed to be the strongest suit ever, the ultimate suit, the one that lives in and is just higher than all. And what we know from Stormfront is she wanted nothing more than to have Supes reign supreme, the strongest one of all, and she probably only loved Soulja Boy because he was the strongest at that time.
You were everyone's favorite from the start, especially Clara. Everything they wanted us to be, everything they were working towards, they saw it in you. I fucking hated you for it.
What she really wanted was to usher in the strongest Supes of them all, and by giving Homelander the V1, Soulja Boy fulfills his love's greatest wish in making Homelander the strongest Supe ever.
You hate me. I loved her more. And this is what she would want.
His love for Stormfront and giving into her evil ideologies is why he did what he did in giving Homelander the V1, just like how Bombsight's love for Golden Geisha is why he wanted to give her the V1. Uh-oh, spoiler alert, bad people do bad things. Did watching Jensen Ackles on screen make you forget that he's supposed to be the bad guy?
Fab Five Freddy told me everybody's fly. DJ spinning, I said my.
Besides the Vought Rising of it all, this episode also has some great moments. We finally see Sage's plan come to fruition as she finally dishes the 7 and switches over to the boys' side, setting up the whole Bombsight plan. But I did love the most about Sage is we get to see one of those moments where the smart person kind of messes up. From the moment we've known Sage, she's supposed to be the smart, calculated, always knowing person, confident she knows the outcomes of everything and everyone. And even in this episode, she doubles down by saying,
people are fucking predictable.
She thinks she knows how people are going to react. She thinks she can respond to certain situations because she knows the outcomes. So I just loved when Soulja Boy's acts don't end up to how she planned, and the look of pure terror on her face as she finally has a miscalculation and is wrong about something is just destroying her confidence. And honestly, I love the way Sage has been written when it comes to the writing as a smart person, because all her actions and thoughts can be relayed to the idea, the simple fact that she lacks a sense of trusted circle and love. And it's why she's not only so distant and wants to be alone from everyone, but it's why she can't relate to human emotions or even calculate the thought of human emotions basically flowing and making somebody's like ideas become actions, because the lack of love she received growing up is why she never in a million years expected Soulja Boy to give Homelander the V1, because she always thought his hate for him would overrule his love for him. She can't comprehend human emotion. Besides the Vought Rising stuff, Homelander getting the V1 and Sister Sage, all three of those things were kind of the stuff that overshadowed the rest of the episode for me in terms of what went on. The Huey and Annie stuff was cool. It was cute. I love seeing them. I love seeing Huey, be a boss and boss up as the series continued. He's such a total boss now. I love seeing Huey. Can I get an RIP for my boy Black Noir? Twice. And I'm honestly really interested to see what's going to happen to Ashley now that Sage's plan has gone up in flames and Homelander's immortal now. In conclusion to all this season has seriously got me hyped for Vought Rising. Every setup we've gotten so far has me hooked, and Mason Dye, Mason Dye and his acting from Bombsight only makes me want to see more from Truly. And I'm even more excited to see Private Angel and Torpedo, because every V1 suit we've met so far in the show is pretty damn overpowered, so I'm interested to see what their powers look like. With only 2 more episodes left of the show finally coming to an end, and seeing things seem to be hitting the fan quickly, all I'm going to say is, the boys already mogs the hell out of Stranger Things final season.
Really, I'm broke myself, and I think she might help. Really, I love a story, and I think she might tell. Really, I'm not your crutch. Really, you're not my girl. Really, she using me, but it's cool, we use each other.